Yo, what's good, everybody? Y'all already know we coming back with it. I know y'all thought I wasn't coming, but I'm coming, motherfuckers. Yep, we in this bitch. It's coming down to this. It comes to this. So what? Here it is. Your motherfucking host, who do it the most. Jay's perspective, baby. Clutch Sports Media, Patriot Blitz, man. Oh boy, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it, guys. It happened. We got exposed. Yes, we got exposed. We got exposed. It is what it is. But we're going to talk about it. Let's get to it, man. Salute to everybody in the building tonight. Welcome. Welcome to the Patriot Blitz. Hey, 29-13. It's ugly. We saw a stunning reversal of history. Super Bowl 60, 2026. The Seattle Seahawks claim their second franchise title with a dominant 29-13 victory over the New England Patriots. Yep, that's the case. Yep. Hold on. There we go. Hold on. Make sure I'm in there. Yep. There we go. What's up, everybody? What's good? Salute. Scam. Hit that like button. Hit that sub up to the channel button. And please do me a solid favor. Trying to get to the 200 subs. We was trying to hit it before the Super Bowl, but at least let's get to 500 by the draft. By the NFL draft. Hopefully 1,000 subs, 2,000 subs by the start of the next season. Oh boy, you see my title, Exposed, Patriots Seahawks, Super Bowl 60 recap. What went wrong? We're going to get into what went wrong, man. Let's go, man. Let's go. And it's still go Pats. Guys, it hurts. I know it hurts, but guys, all day long I've been hearing the news. I've been hearing the freaking news. Hold on, let me take these off. I need my glasses on for this. I want to get comfortable so I can talk my shit because I know it was ugly. It was an embarrassment. It's exposing. It was exposure. It was what the media is talking about. Drake Maye, Josh, Will Campbell, the O line, the blowout. It really technically not a blowout. 15 points, really not a blowout. 11 years after the heartbreaking goal line interception in Super Bowl 49, Seattle's dark side defense systematically dismantled the Patriots offense at Levi Stadium. Yes, they did their thing. They did their thing. Super Bowl Sunday, the dark side defense systematically dismantled the New England Patriots. They did their thing. Gotta hand it to them. Congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. I gotta give you that. Gotta give you your props. The running game was effective because your quarterback, he did enough just to not turn it over. That's it. That's what we're going to rely on. That's what we're going to lay it all on. He didn't turn the ball over. It sucked. Yes, it did suck. I thought I put my banner up. Hold on, wait. I thought we had the banner up here. Apparently, we didn't put the banner up. We didn't put the banner up. What? There it is. All right, good. There we go. All right. Now, whew, the game was a defensive masterclass by Mike McDonald Seahawks, who limited MVP runner-up Drake Maye to one of the most frustrating nights of his young career. Frustrating is not the word. There was no offense through 3 quarters of football. I've sat back all day and heard the narratives. I've sat back and listened to the storylines. I've heard all the talk about the Patriots and what we did, what we didn't do, what wasn't. Oh, we're frauds. We shouldn't been there. Well, sir, we were ahead of the curve. This game was a defensive masterclass by Mike McDonald's Seahawks. They did limit it. They did limit our MVP runner-up Drake Maye to one of the most frustrating nights of his career. Now there was a sack attack. The Seahawks front seven lived in New England's backfield, racking up 6 sacks. Byron Murphy, Derek Hall led the way with 2 sacks each, with Hall's strip sack in the third quarter setting up Seattle's first and only touchdown. You heard me correct. There was only one offensive touchdown. Everything else was field goals. This was a ugly game. This was our first game of the new era. Witherspoon, salute to Mr. Witherspoon, guys. Masterclass. Cornerback Devin Witherspoon was everywhere. He was everywhere. Recording a sack and a quarterback hit that forced a critical interception. His pressure late in the fourth quarter led to the game sitting 45-yard pick six by Uchenna Nwosu. Mr. Devin Witherspoon, with that pressure, applied the pressure that got the pick six. So congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks defense for putting on this masterclass that we all knew. Now, think about it this way. We've seen the best defenses throughout the postseason. We played the best defenses through the postseason. We did. Chargers, Texans, Broncos. Righty was on the wall playing the Broncos in a 10-7 game. Our offense sputtered. The Patriots' offense was held scoreless for the entire first half, managing, only 51 yards and punting on every possession. Punting on every possession. This game for the first 3 quarters was abysmal. It was horrible. It was a great defensive match between two great teams, taking nothing away from the Seahawks. They did their thing. We only managed 51 yards and punted on every possession. It wasn't until a 35-yard touchdown pass from Maye to Mac Hollins in the fourth quarter that the Patriots finally found life, but far too late. Despite it being a field goal game. Turnovers, they got to us. Now, the MVP, Seahawks running back Kenneth Walker III, took home MVP honors, grinding out 135 rushing yards on 27 carries, keeping the chains moving while the defense suffocated Drake Maye. They did their thing. They ran the ball. Honestly, that was the keys to their win. Run the ball. They ran the ball. They ran the ball. The aftermath of a dynasty delayed. The 29-13 loss left New England reeling as a season of Patriot magic crashed against a superior defensive unit. Salute to the Seahawks. Congratulations to the Seahawks. Their defense let me tell you, from starting this podcasting journey, from starting this channel back in August, from covering the team back in August, it was Seattle, San Fran, the Chiefs. It was a couple other teams that were picked to do their thing. But Seattle was mainly picked because their defense was that team. I got to give it to them. That defense carried them, and they did their thing. They suffocated us. They literally did their damn best. Now, let me give you a post-game analysis, all right? A post-game analysis, guys, is going to focus heavily on Drake Maye's struggle with the Seattle's post-snap rotation. Critics noted that Drake Maye began seeing ghosts, holding on to the ball too long, and missing open reads under the relentless pressure of McDonald's scheme. They were throwing a cover six. They were doing what our defense was doing to quarterbacks throughout the postseason. They reversed it onto us. Drake did not look comfortable behind his own O-line who couldn't keep him protected. I know Will Campbell said, I would die for my quarterback, and he should have died. On the biggest stage of your life, you should have went out there and gave your all. You got beat. Post-game analysis, guys. It was focused heavily on Drake Maye. They turned my boy into a rookie. All the news has my boy looking like a joke. Like we got exposed. Now, the left side of the Patriots offensive line, specifically rookies Will Campbell, Jared Wilson, that was identified as the weakest weak link. Weakest links. They allowed, Will Campbell especially, allowed staggering 14 pressures, a seasonal high that Mike McDonald exploited throughout the night. Drake Maye was looking over his shoulder. He kept looking over his left shoulder. Kept looking over his left shoulder. Then when he was allowed the time, it still wasn't that the clock was still up. He was not comfortable. Flat right. When you look back at this postseason run that the Patriots went on, he was sacked 21 times throughout the postseason. The most. 21 times. He's a little, don't get me wrong, I would be a little bit apprehensive as well behind that line. You can't get comfortable behind the line that can protect you. Now, where I fault my boy Drake at, use your legs. Don't sit back there if you're not comfortable. Take off running. Call your own number. You're on the biggest stage, and it doesn't get any bigger than this. Make something happen. Now, on the other side of the coin, as we flip, Sam Darnold completed his redemption arc. Ouch. Mr. IC Ghost. I was talking so much trash about Sam Darnold up into this game, and now I have to eat. He became the first quarterback from the 2018 draft class to win a Super Bowl as a starter while not statistically flashy. His poise against New England's own blitz heavy scheme was the difference maker. Nobody played good enough for us to win, a somber Mike Vrabel told reporters after the game. We got flattened by a team that was hungrier in the trenches. Mike Vrabel told this team back in August, before the first preseason game against Minnesota, to the offensive line, impose your will on them, not them impose their will on you. Simple. We get to the Super Bowl, and what did we see happen to the offensive line? They got beat. They got bullied. They got abused. Mike Vrabel said, nobody played good enough for us to win. Congratulations, we made it to the Super Bowl, but we weren't good enough to win the Super Bowl. We got flattened by a team that was hungrier in the trenches. We got flatlined by a team that was hungrier in the trenches. Let that sink in. A team that was hungrier in the trenches, and they wanted it. I'm just saying. Back in August and started training camp, back before preseason even started, Vrabel told them, impose your will upon them. Impose your will. Will Campbell, Jared Wilson, rookies. The left side of our line is rookies. They got bullied. Gary Bradbury got called for a holding. Morgan Moses, he got bull rushed. So it's not just Will Campbell and Wilson. I'm not just going to take shots at them. And I'm not just going to hold Drake Maye to the fire. Josh McDaniels, you've been here, sir. Where were the play calling after the first quarter and you seen that nothing worked that you schemed up? The second quarter comes, where was it? Third quarter, we get the ball back, right? Come on, we get the ball back in the third to start it off. Where was that? We go 3 and out. I want to know, because honestly, we're not going to hold punches. We're not. We're not going to sugarcoat this. We're going to expose the truth, but we're also not going to take the ridicule from the outside naysayers whose team didn't show up. I'm sorry. We made it. You can say what you want to say about schedule. You can say what you want to say about whatever. But yes, we got beat in the Super Bowl. Keyword, beat in the Super Bowl. We got beat in the Super Bowl. You Half of y'all got beat in the regular season, didn't even make it to the postseason. Some of y'all needed help to make it to the postseason and couldn't get it done. Some of y'all got expensive ass pieces that you paid. How did that work? How did that work? And now that the offseason is here, you're looking at these contracts that you're stuck with and you're wondering how we're going to get out of this deal. You're looking at the fact that two coaches that took over franchises and got them to the Super Bowl, now everybody's jumping on this hype train to get the next best thing. Okay, no problem. No problem. So let's just rip this Band-Aid off. Super Bowl 60. Did not go our way. Super Bowl 60 did not go our way. Seahawks, 29-13 victors. And frankly, folks, it felt worse than the scoreboard indicated. Shit. I mean, honestly, it fucking hurt. Because you knew in that game it was field goals kicked. You knew at some moment we just get a touchdown, we're in this game. You knew that if we can just get a score, we're in the game. Didn't work. We had 24 hours, guys, to digest it. And the bitter taste is still lingering. Drake Maye, our supposed savior, looked utterly overwhelmed. This wasn't Maye we saw tear up the league all season. This was the quarterback seeing ghosts and Seattle's defensive coordinator Mike McDonald playing master chess against him. Maye's stat line, 18 and 34. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you Maye's stat line. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up the stat line. I'm going to pull up the stat line. I'm going to pull up the bot. I'm going to pull it up because I want to make sure we can see this stat line from yesterday. Because, guys, I was just as woe as the rest of us. I was whoa. Make sure you hit that channel button if you don't mind. I appreciate you all, everybody who comes through the door. This is Exposed Patriots and Seahawks Super Bowl 60 recap. And what the hell went wrong? Maye was, guys, he was our leading rusher, 5 for 27. But Maye was 27 of 43, 295. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Sacked 6 times. A QBR of 16.3. Yes, you heard me correct. It didn't look good. I'm not even going to lie to you. Did not look good. But when you get to the when you get to that one point where you like, okay, this is my boy's first big show. This is Drake's first big show. Honestly, his first big show. What the fuck? I mean, come on. I'm not going to jump out the window and start dissing and hating and pointing fingers or whatever, because there's a lot of blame to go around. There's a lot. But guys, again, it was abysmal for Drake Maye. He held on to the ball too long, missed open reads, When he did finally let it rip, the accuracy just wasn't there. It felt like he had constantly a half second behind the play. Reacting instead of dictating. The pressure was real, yes, but Maye processing speed just wasn't Super Bowl caliber on Sunday. This is a learning curve. Absolutely. But man, it was a tough lesson to watch. All my Patriot Nation, all Pats Nation know this was a tough one to watch, Pats Nation. Pats Nation, again, the pressure was real. Maye's processing speed just wasn't Super Bowl caliber on Sunday. This is a learning curve. This is what we can take away from this Super Bowl. This is a tough lesson. This is tough, but we all watched it. Guys, we're ahead. Remember, we were 4-13 a season ago. 4 wins, 13 losses. And to come in this season, first year head coach Mike Vrabel, second year quarterback Drake Maye, put together a team with pieces that meshed well. You put a squad together that meshed well, perfectly. You know what stood out? Our offensive line. We need to fix it. That's been the problem. From Jump Street, from the first snap of preseason camp, we knew it. Guys, now let's give credit where credit is due. Even if it pains me to give credit, Mike McDonald orchestrated a defensive masterpiece. The Seahawks' dark side defense was relentless. They sacked my dude 6 times, adding to his total 21 total sacks through the postseason. Drake finished his postseason career 21 sacks, sacked the most goddamn times through the postseason. He came in to the playoffs with 20 sacks. Well, he entered the Super Bowl with 20 sacks. Add 6 more. I'm sorry, 15, and you add 6 more. That's 21. A quick, aggressive football tackle. They tallied 6 tackles. Byron Murphy, Derek Hall, each had 2. With Hall strip sack in the third quarter being a pivotal moment that set up Seattle's first touchdown. A gut punch. A gut punch that set up Seattle's first touchdown. When our offense was already struggling to cross midfield. Now listen to me when I tell you this. Guys, it was already hard enough to get across midfield to score. You add in the turnover. And what do we always say over here at Clutch Sports? We tell you turnovers and penalties cost you what games? What happens in the big dance? Turnover. Penalty. turnover, penalty. It wasn't just the sack, guys. It was the consistent pressure. Speaking of pressure, let's talk about Devin Witherspoon. Let's talk about Witherspoon. Folks, Witherspoon wasn't just good, he was everywhere. A sack, a QB hit that forced Maye into a terrible throw for an interception, and then the nail in the coffin. The nail in the coffin. Oh my God. The nail in the coffin. That 45-yard pick six by Nwosu. Late in the fourth quarter, Witherspoon pressure was the catalyst. It was textbook defense, disrupt the timing, create turnovers, and capitalize. That was what I was telling you yesterday when we were streaming this game, when we had our live reaction to the game, guys. I was saying that they actually capitalized off of all three turnovers in that game. They got a field goal off of one. They scored a touchdown off of one. They took one back to the house. So that's all recipes for not a win. That's all recipes for uh, that's all recipes for a lopsided ass victory. I mean, point blank period. The Patriots did not stand a chance coming into this one with the way they played. The way they played. They played they played under. They played totally under. Oh my God. It did not look like the team we have been watching the entire season. And when they got to this point on the biggest stage, they didn't have an answer. Nothing was executed. Nothing got done. It was 3-0, 6-0, 9-0, 12-0, 19-0, 19-7. That was horrible. Campbell allowed a staggering 14 pressures. That's not just bad, that's a catastrophic, especially in the Super Bowl. McDonald knew, and he exploited it relentlessly. Stunt after stunt, blitz after blitz. Seattle brought the heat directly at Campbell and Wilson. They looked like deers in headlights. The lack of protection completely stifled any chance Maye had to settle in. This wasn't a rookie moment. This was a rookie wall that collapsed under the brightest lights. The left side of our offensive line did not, they failed to get the job done. The left side of our offensive line failed to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you now, guys, it doesn't make any sense. I'm going to let you know now. McDonald exploited the left side of our line. Rookie Will Campbell, Jared Wilson, he relentlessly attack that side. Campbell gave up a staggering 14 pressures, a catastrophic Super Bowl meltdown. Drake didn't have a chance. When there's a part in that game where you see Drake take the snap and he tries to escape and you see him look back and it's too late. He looked good throughout the season. I give Will. Will said I would die for my quarterback. But dude, on the biggest stage, on the biggest night, under the biggest lights, you didn't shine bright. It was 29-13 was the final score, and the Patriots didn't have an answer for Seattle. And all today news is the Patriots got blowed out. They got beat. They got blowed out. It was a 15-point game. They got whooped. Garbage time. You call it garbage time. I talk my shit about garbage time, but at the same time, you have to understand our defense did their job to the T. Our defense was phenomenal. Gonzalez shut shit down. Our offense failed to score until late in fourth quarter. And guys, even with that, I'm still thinking we got a chance to do something. All right. You know, I'm going to give you this. The unsung hero of this Super Bowl, got to give it to him. I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to pass this over. Kenneth Walker III was Seattle's MVP and deservedly so. 135 yards rushing on 27 carries. He churned out first downs, kept our defense on the field, and gave Sam Darnold manageable third downs. This was a classic control the clock, play defense, and run the ball. That was a Super Bowl blueprint executed to perfection. I'm trying to figure out. We knew coming into the game Kenneth Walker was going to be a factor. We knew. Now, JSN, we did a good job keeping JSN under wraps. Cooper Kupp, we kept him out and under wraps. It wasn't even Kupp that scored. There was one offensive touchdown. But damn, 135 yards rushing. That killed us. That killed us right there. That right there is what killed us. I'm sorry. That shit is what executed, done right, showed the rest of the NFL, this is what you got to do. This is how you win. And then there's Sam Darnold, the former Jet, the former Panther, the one they said would never amount to anything. He completed his redemption arc. He wasn't spectacular, but he was poised. He made the throws when he needed to, protected the ball, and most importantly, he won. He's now a Super Bowl champion, and our quarterback is not. That's a bitter pill. He even escaped a sack. Sam Darnold was mobile. He got away. He got away. I'm like, get him, get him, get him. And he got 11 yards. They brought it back and he got 5, but Sam Darnold was mobile. I was like, are you serious? Sam Darnold gets his first Lombardi. Congratulations to Sam Damn Darnold. Guys, the road ahead, lessons learned or ignored. So where do the Patriots go from here? Mike Vrabel in his post-game pressure was blunt. Vrabel actual quote from the game: "Nobody played good enough for us to win. We got flattened by a team that was hungrier in the trenches." Point blank period. Nobody played good enough to win. We got flattened in the trenches. Our offensive line against that Seattle front was not the answer. They could not protect Drake Maye. They did not. And when they did decide not to pressure Maye, the clock was already sped up. Then the pressure was all internal. He's right. Vrabes is absolutely right. This isn't just about Maye. It's about the holistic failure. The coaching staff inability to adjust to McDonald's blitzes. The offensive line's performance. The secondary's occasional breakdown against Darnold's short passes. This loss exposes weaknesses we thought we had shored up. Again, offensive line's performance, secondary's occasional breakdown against Darnold's short passes. This exposes weaknesses we thought we had shored up. We need significant upgrades on the offensive line, especially at left tackle. We need more weapons for Maye, who can consistently get open against elite secondary play. And Maye himself needs to hit the film room and learn from this. I don't want to hear it. He needs to soak this in. And last night when he was at his presser and he was soaking it in, and you could tell this was a hurt one. This hurt. And hopefully this is internalized to where he takes this in, because just like all of us are taking it in and all of us today are venting our frustration and talking about it. And Patriot Nation, I do not like the ridicule that some of y'all are giving off, because you sound like ESPN. You sound like goddamn ESPN. You know why you sound like ESPN? You listen to ESPN. Stop listening to ESPN. Did you not know ESPN does not like the Patriots? Just saying. Yeah, true, bro. True, my bro in the building. True, salute, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, True. Yes, sir, True. Boy, Chew in the building. Salute to Chew, man. Yeah, make sure y'all go follow my boy Chew. Raiders coverage, man, all season, man. My boy be flying through with the coverage, man. Make sure y'all go give my boy a follow right there. Chew's Raiders coverage, man. He comes through with the coverage. Salute, my boy, my bro, man. Look, my brother, right there, my AFC bro. But yeah, tough loss, man. It was a dominant loss because, guys, we need we definitely need, listen to me when I tell you guys, we definitely need, hold on, make sure I got this right now, okay? We need significant upgrades on the offensive line, especially at left tackle. We need more weapons for Maye, who can consistently get open against elite secondary play. And Maye himself needs to hit the film room and learn from this. This isn't the end of his career, but it's the stark reminder of the leap from regular season success to Super Bowl glory. This is point blank, period. This is where you see the difference in regular to postseason. For me, the writing was on the wall from the Denver game. It was 10-7. It wasn't pretty. It was ugly. It was an ugly win. But we carried that over into the Super Bowl, and carrying that, not going into that game with a dominant performance, was indicative of what you've seen from us. It started ugly, behind the eight ball. Our defense kept us in it, but our offense was not able to get anything done. Point blank, period. Our offense was not able to protect the quarterback. He was off. This was a painful end to what was an otherwise thrilling season. The Patriots are on the rise, but Levi Stadium now holds a new, equally painful memory. We'll be back next week to start breaking down the offseason, free agency, and what this team needs to do to get back to the promised land. Until then, I'm Jay's Perspective, and this has been the Patriot Blitz. I'm not done. 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 Trust me, we're not done. I just I just don't believe. What is this? What do y'all got? What do you got for me? What do you got for me, buddy? Hold on. What's this? Come on, talk to me. Drake May was seeing ghosts out there. I ain't never seen a man that shook from a 4-man rush. Brandon, you might be right, Brandon. You might be right, but when you see that offensive line, bro, that offensive line was not good. He was looking over his left side. You seen that play where where he took off and he was looking like this? So yeah, I get it. You're right. Can't argue with that, Brandon. Good point. But it wasn't that bad. It still wasn't that bad, Brandon. Brandon, it wasn't that bad, buddy. It still wasn't. Now, Glad you said that. That was, look, it was bad enough. Salute to you, Brandon. Please hit that like button if you don't mind. Thank you. Appreciate that. Now, all right. A shook of a 4-man rush. There, Brandon, there was more than at certain times, guys. You know, you gotta respect the D. You gotta respect the D. Will Campbell was robbed of Super Bowl MVP. Will Campbell was not getting Super Bowl MVP, Brandon. Stop. Bruh. Stop. Brandon. Stop. Brandon. Come on. I know you're joking, right? I know you're joking, Brandon. Come on. Come on, buddy. Brandon. Will Campbell was not getting any MVP, nothing. He played horrible. He couldn't keep it together. And then I'm wondering, was it the fact that he's coming off the injury? And not even throw the injury out there to be like that. It's just that in his brain, I wonder if the injury played a role for him because damn, he didn't even look since he's come back from the injury and throughout the postseason, he's played Khalil Mack, Will Anderson, Nick Bonito, and now this Seahawks defense. He's played the best. I gotta give him, and he looks like shit doing it. I'm gonna call it a spade, a ball. And Will Campbell did not look up to the task. He didn't. Jared Wilson, he got bull rushed. He got the left side of the line got dominated. And the Seahawks defense, I got to give them their props. They did their thing. They did their thing. And Drake Maye didn't even have a chance to see ghosts because he was getting attacked. And then when he did, you see what happened when he did have time. He was able to get the ball out. He was able to put a drive together, take us down the field, pull up points. Then he got happy. The boy got happy feet. He got a little happy there. Throwing into the middle of the field into coverage. Now, I know in my research leading up to the game, they said that you can throw in the middle of the field against Seattle. They took that away. They took that shit away. Patriot Nation, I know how it feels. You're fired up. You're pissed. You seeing blowout and disaster everywhere? Let's unpack this honestly. Break down the why this loss hurts, but also explain why this isn't the end of New England. It's the blueprint. No sugarcoating. Just the truth. You heard me right. Let's unpack this honestly. Break down why this loss hurts. Explain why this isn't the end of New England. It's the blueprint. No sugarcoating, just the truth. Final score was 29-13. Seattle dominated the game for most of the night. New England was scoreless through 3 quarters. Didn't really get going until late. And by then, Seattle had built the lead too big to crack. It was over. I ain't gonna lie. By the time we got something going, I was like, shit, it was over. That was over. Okay. Wait. We got some news now. Wait, we got some news now. Okay. Hold up. What we got? You're not lying. Hey, you're not lying. Hold up. Hold on, guys. Going a little too fast here. Hold up. Let me get back up here too. All right. Mario says, Mario, I'm not over this, bro. I'm here. I'm sad. I'm pissed off. This is going to take me here to get over it. I'm not taking this lightly. This is it hurts. I'm like taking it up knife. Oh, somebody stop. You, Mario. I feel you, Mario. Mario, bro. This shit is going to hurt, Mario. Trust me, I get it, bro. I know, Mario. This Mario. Trust me, I get it. This, bro, is we gonna get through it. Stabbing and putting salt or medicine on it and then stinging like a mother. That's how I feel right now. Facts, bro. And then the killer part adds salt to the wound, bro. It's playing over and over all day. Isn't they not even talking about how the Seahawks won? Playing shit, expecting losing the game and losing this and that. And yes, bro. That's what I was like. I was like, dude, Brandon, defense got this man depressed. Oh, Brandon, come on, B. You gotta B. Come on, B. B, you gotta show some love, B. B, B, calm down. You gotta relax, B. Brandon, you gotta relax, B. You know how it is, B. I don't want. I mean, B. Mario, listen, Mario. It was rough, but we got hope, B. Bro, we got hope because guess what? We're ahead of the curve. See, that's what we got to understand. We are ahead of the curve. Guys, think about it. We were 4-13 last season. The season before that, we were 4-13. This year, we go on a 10-game run. Win the division again. Go through the playoffs. Play the number 5 defense, number 1 ranked defense in the Texans, played the number 2 ranked defense in the Texans, and then ultimately played the best defense in the Seattle Seahawks, and we got obliterated. Devin Witherspoon. Yes, Devin Witherspoon is a dog. There you go. Mario, don't worry about Brandon, Mario. Mario, I'm about to hook you up, bro. Mario, you are welcome over here. Mario is now my new mod over here at Clutch at the Patriots Blitz. So there you go, Mario. Brandon, I'm gonna make you a mod, but you gotta stop with the hate mod. You can't be a hate mod, Brandon. Brandon, you can't be a hate mod. Okay? I like it though. I like you, Brandon. But you, sir, who is your team, Brandon? Who's your team? Tell me your team, Brandon. But Mario, bro, we got this. I got him over here contemplating this. Okay, guys. Now, bro, key stats we got to own first. Oh, yeah, you good. No, bro, you good, Brandon, baby. You good, brother. You good. I'm just laughing at, bro. It's good, bro. It's Monday. It's the day after. See, oh, God. Well, y'all still only got 2. Y'all still only got 2. You still only got 2. Key stats to talk about. Congratulations, though, Brandon, on that ring. Congratulations. I'm happy that y'all got it. Okay, Brandon, I'm happy that your team won. Okay. Mario, welcome to the fam, bro. Don't worry about it. Mario. All right. Pats punted 8 times before scoring. Not good. Drake Maye was sacked 6 times. Multiple turnovers, including a pick six. Now that pick six was, oh my God. Oh, we're 1-1 now. Yes, you sure are. You sure are. And you got a new coordinator. You're going to need a new coordinator. Ooh. You're going to need a new coordinator too, buddy. Yeah, you're going to need a new coordinator because Clint is going to the Raiders, unfortunately. Guys, Seattle's kicker is set a Super Bowl record with 5 field goals. Y'all did set a Super Bowl record with 5 field goals, though. Congratulations on that. I'll give you that. Salute. Set a new record. This was just one miscue. This was Seattle's defense stifling everything New England tried to do. Now, credit to the Seahawks that they did do a good job defensively. I got to give it to them. They did do a good job defensively. Not taking anything away from them. Our offense, they wet the bed. We got lost in our own sauce. Couldn't figure out what was going on. Couldn't find a rhythm till the fourth quarter. I was a little pissed myself. Mario, if you're still here, I was pissed myself, bro. I was pissed. And I was streaming this game yesterday, guys. You can catch the replay on the channel. I was, what the fuck is this? But 8 punts, 6 sacks, multiple turnovers, 3 of them to be exact. 1 with a pick 6. Seattle's kicker set a Super Bowl record, 5 field goals. So our defense did do their job yesterday. I was proud to say our defense did it. It's just that Josh McDaniels, what the hell were you doing? Where was the play? Where was any play in quarter 1, 2, 3? 1, 2, 3. Quarter 1, 2, 3. I mean, before we got to the fourth quarter, we needed something. My thing yesterday was before, okay, quarter 1, you see what happened. Quarter 2, you should have had something dialed up. After the half, we came out of halftime, you should have had something dialed up for us to do to put points. Personally, I would have went for it on the 4th and 1 because guess what? We probably would have got it. It just didn't make sense. The offense got outplayed. Let's be real. There's no way around it. The offense didn't show up early. Seattle's front got pressure, and New England didn't adjust well. I'm sorry. We didn't adjust well to what Seattle was doing. Just didn't. I mean, guys, our offensive line got absolutely overwhelmed. 6 sacks and constant pressure. Will Campbell, again, bringing it back to my boy Will Campbell. Will Campbell, 14 staggering pressures on that side. Altogether, I think it was 28 pressures total throughout that game that Seattle got to Drake Maye. That lets you know before this game, And Mario, before the game, we knew that the offensive line was the problem going into this game. We knew Seattle's defense was who they were. Our defense was equipped to handle their business, but at the end of the day, our offensive line was the weak link. That was the one thing that we should have accounted for. You This isn't Drake May sucks. It's you plus pressure plus experience gap. The Seattle locked in a defense and Seattle locked in defense that was built for this moment. Now I got to give it to them, guys. I'm not going to be a hater. I'm going to be a congratulator. Seattle, congratulations. You guys are Super Bowl 60 champions. You guys did your fucking job. You did your job. I'm quite sure you got tired of seeing the Malcolm Butler interception the whole week. I'm quite sure you got tired of seeing the Malcolm Butler interception all week. I know. Brandon knows. Brandon, I know you know. I'm surprised they didn't go for it there. That's the man that knows. They went for it was a 9-yard run. Then they tried to pass. Then they tried to run. Then it was like, I'm like, what are we doing? No, go for it. And it was a punt. There were 8 punts. Pats punted 8 times before we finally scored. 8 times. There was no way. You mean to tell me that was going to be a key for success? There was no possible way we were going to compete punting the ball every drive. 1 quarter, 2 quarter, 3 quarter. We held them to 12 points, then 19 points. Then it was 19-7. And then the turnover started. Yep, all week that Malcolm Butler played all week. And that was all Seattle needed was the fuel. That was enough fuel right there. They're tired of looking at the old Super Bowl from like that's old Super Bowl. Brady not even playing no more. They don't even have the same. Nobody from that era is even playing ball. Brandon, I gotta do it, bro. You know what? You're there, buddy. I'm going behind enemy lines, bro. There you go, bro. I'm going behind enemy lines, bro. Bam! Behind enemy lines. Welcome to the Clutch Nation, dog. Enemy lines, bro. I got Raiders fans, Seahawks fans, Patriots fans, but we like the damn coalition in this bitch, bro. We taking over sports media this year. This year, we're taking over sports media, guys. Let's go. All right. Again, guys, this isn't a Drake May sucks. It's a you plus pressure plus experience gap. All right. Listen. The lights, they were bright. Our line just could not get it done. That offensive line has been the Achilles heel all year long. The Myles Garrett, Mario, if you're still here, you remember Myles Garrett had 6 sacks on us. Why do you think he had 6 sacks? Bam. Offensive line. We knew this going into, like I told you, I've been covering my team since back then. GG's, man, as a Seahawks fan. I felt bad for Maye most of the game. Hey, thank you, Darren, for sure. B1. For sure. Good game, bro, for you too, my boy. Congratulations on that ring, my guy. I just told Brandon, bro, I know y'all was tired of seeing them Malcolm Butler highlights all week, my boy. I know y'all was tired of seeing. I know y'all was tired of seeing the Malcolm Butler highlights all week, my boy. But congratulations, bro. Look, I ain't a hater, but y'all did your thing. I got to give it to you. The defense was suffocating. They were suffocating. That defense was suffocating, my boy. That defense was suffocating, my boy. Mm-hmm. Even though, guys, even with the offense struggling early, the Pats defense did enough to keep things within reach longer than thought, longer than most thought possible. They allowed only one offensive touchdown and forced some stops until late. That's what I'm saying. When your defense can get in there and get the stop, get the ball back, and your offense can't do anything, that's when Braves should have looked over and said, you know what? We got to do something. We got to move something around. We got to do something. We got to have an adjustment because we're getting cremated. We're getting cremated. We're getting cremated. Guys, we were getting cremated. They were on the field way too long. And though Seattle capitalized on our mistakes, the forced turnover turned into points. Run defense was tested heavily by Kenneth Walker, who ended up the MVP. And I ain't gonna lie to you, Kenneth Walker. Think about it. They did their best to keep JSN out the game, which they did. But Kenneth Walker was the beast. 135 yards rushing. The Pats did not stop the run game. Pats Nation, we couldn't stop the run game. Couldn't stop Kenneth Walker. Cooper Kupp, he stepped up. That's another thing. Cooper Kupp stepped up. Look, wait, let me pull up. Wait, where's wait. Cooper Kupp had Cooper Kupp was Kupp had 6 for 61 on 12 targets. JSN was 4 for 27 on 10 targets. AJ Barner, who scored that one touchdown, was 4 for 54 on 4 targets. Darnold, which had a decent night. I mean, it was decent. 19 to 38, 202, one touchdown. That's all he needed to do. It wasn't like you needed him to go in there and have a 300-yard game. He did enough to get the job done. Congratulations. That's what it was. Even with the offense struggling early, the Pats defense did enough to keep things within reach, longer than most thought possible. They allowed only one offensive touchdown and forced some stops until late. They were on the field way too long, though, and Seattle capitalized on mistakes. Forced turnovers in the points. Run defense was tested heavily by Kenneth Walker, who ended up MVP. This wasn't a defense that folded. It was a unit trying to keep the team alive while the offense got pushed around. That matters. So, damn, Pass Nation, we got beat up front. Then our offense could not find a way to answer. There was no answers. I'm sorry. There was no answers. And then I hear fire Josh. Wait, excuse me. Look at the hot takes that are flowing out. The fan uproar versus reality. The Patriots are frauds. Maye choked. Fire the whole thing. Hold up. Let's be honest with ourselves. This is a young offense facing a ferocious defense on the NFL's biggest stage. That's a tall order. Maye battled. He got hit. He turned it over. Yes. But he also showed flashes of composure, grit, and leadership under duress. Seattle wasn't just good. Their defense dominated the trenches and dictated pace from the start. Again, I'm going to say it again. When you know that you're playing a top-tier defense, yes, K9 touchdown that got called back made me sick to my stomach. Darren, that was crazy. But I'm glad it did get called back. I mean, it was a good one, but I'm glad it did get called back. We didn't need that. Bruh, Seattle just wasn't good. Their defense dominated the trenches and dictated the pace from the start. And like Darren just said, they had a touchdown by Kenneth Walker who broke it to the house. That was a that. Ooh. I was like, no. Bruh, I didn't need that one. I didn't need it. And that Darren, that hurt. Bro. No lie. That was tough. That was a tough one to watch. Tell you no lie, that was a tough one to watch. Because the whole night, I was monitoring his rushing yards. I was like, damn. Because we came into the game only giving up maybe 50 yards rushing, to running backs. I think the most we gave up was 60 to Chase Brown, 70 to maybe I forgot. I think it's like 100 to Chase Brown was the most we gave up rushing this season. So Kenneth Walker coming to the game and throughout the postseason, correct me if I'm wrong, he had done 100 yards in each of his postseason games. So I was like, boy, he's about to, because our whole defensive plan was to make sure JSN and Sam Darnold doesn't beat us. But, bro, K9 just dominated us. 5.0 average. 27 carries. 135 yards. That man beat us. Like, guys, literally, Kenneth Walker, Sam Darnold just had to make sure that he doesn't turn the ball over. Kenneth Walker is the MVP. Since 1998, the Denver Broncos running back Davis, that guy who beat the Packers. This guy, Kenneth Walker, was phenomenal. And he did his thing, guys. I got to give it to him. But damn, bro. You're right. So Seattle wasn't, again, they weren't just good. They were dominant. Fans complaining about a fraud season are forgetting how far this team came. From 4 wins last season to a Super Bowl appearance with a second-year quarterback and a brand new system. That's not fraud. That's ascension. Guys, from a 4-win season last year, from being 4-13 last year to a Super Bowl appearance with a second-year QB and a new system this year, guys, we are now different. Okay? We're different. So we're not frauds. I mean, it seemed like it seems like it may seem like you want to say fraud. Just say you got exposed. I'll take that. You got exposed. Because the O-line was duct tape. They duct taped the O-line. They bandaged it up. They put a lot of little makeup on it. But you know, that the whole cliche is you can dress a pig up, put makeup on a pig, but it's still a pig. You can make it all pretty. You can put a nice jersey on it. But it's still a fucked up O-line, guys. So now we pivot forward because this loss should fuel improvement. Offseason blueprint, guys. No fluff. Protect the quarterback. O-line upgrades are priority number 1. Add a true wide receiver 1. Give Maye a chain mover. Complementary pass rush help. Offense helps defense by staying on the field. Give us Max Crosby. Limit turnovers. Better ball security in critical spots. Drake Maye has to improve with that. That was the thing we needed to work on this year, and they told Drake each and every week about working on ball security. Do not turn it. Holding the ball. Being more conscious with the ball. Knowing what you're doing with the ball. Because, guys, that's the problem. This team is still elite in foundation. They're not broke. They're unfinished. We're an unfinished product. Patriot Nation, we are still a work in progress. Getting to the Super Bowl was a plus. It is a plus. But, guys, it's still a work in progress. It's just not that we got there and, oh my God, we're here. No, we are there, but it's a work. You got to work on it. You got to tweak things. Let's wrap the narrative in truth, not tropes. This was a lopsided score. That's undeniable. But this loss doesn't erase the season's growth. This doesn't diminish Drake's talent or Vrabel's coaching. This doesn't mean the Patriots are done. It doesn't. Guys, it does not mean we're dead. Okay? I mean, I listened to the critics, heard them critics speak out. The critics spoke out. Hold on. Wait. Hold on, wait. Where the critics speak out? Wait. Hold on. To all my newfound friends that I met tonight, guys, this for you. I met all my new friends. Look, Mario, Brandon, Darren, couple other ones, dog. Salute to y'all, man. Go Pats. All right. My dude Chew, man, make sure y'all sub up to all my new friends, man. Make sure y'all go sub up and follow them, man. I like y'all. I really do. Darren, make sure you come back, bro. Give me a follow, bro. We're trying to get to that 200 subs tonight. We're trying to get 200 subs by the Super Bowl, but definitely trying to get to 200 subs ASAP so we can get to 500 by the draft. Hopefully we get 1,000 by free agency, which is my birthday, guys, March 17th. St. Patty's Day. Okay. New season, we should be up there by 2,000 subs. I mean, hopefully. But we're building the channel with all my new peeps. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get it popping over here. But guys, this Super Bowl loss doesn't mean we're done. I posted the title, Expose Patriots versus Seahawks Super Bowl 60 recap and what went wrong. I told you what went wrong. O-line upgrades are a priority. Wide receivers, they need help. Complementary pass rush help. Offense helps defense by staying on the field. Limit the turnovers. We got to limit the turnovers. Drake has to get better this offseason by not turning the ball over. This team is still elite in foundation. They're not broke. They're unfinished. Closing reality with hope. Let's wrap the narrative in truth, not tropes. This was a lopsided score. That's undeniable. 29-13, you know that. We all know. We didn't do a good job. But this loss doesn't erase the season's growth. Period, point blank. That doesn't take away from what we did this entire post. I mean, it don't take away what we did this season at all. It doesn't diminish Drake Maye's talent or Vrabel's coaching. This doesn't mean the Patriots are done. No. It means they've learned. And guess what? The Pats have identity now. They just haven't fully completed it yet. Point blank. We just haven't adapted all of the pieces. We haven't put it all into the pot like the gumbo. I'm from New Orleans, so when I use a lot of gumbo terminology, you kind of get it. It's like putting everything in the pot and making something good. You gotta put all your seafood in there. You put your ingredients. First, you start with the roux. You gotta start with the basic roux. The brown roux or your lane roux, you know. You can do a seafood gumbo, a chicken and sausage gumbo. I've seen people do a veggie gumbo. I love a seafood gumbo. I like my crabs, my seafood. I love all the good stuff in there. But it takes time to make a good gumbo. From 4-13, 2 seasons. Listen, let me just get to that. We lost Belichick 2 seasons ago. His last season, remember, we lost to the Jets. I was like, huh? What? Then we hired Gerard Mayo. We brought him in for a season. It's like, what the fuck? And I was good. I was like, all right, let's try it. And then he started tripping. He called the team soft. He had issues. We only went 4-13. So we went back-to-back 4-13. Guys, then Braves comes in. And I'm like, okay, Josh McDaniels comes back. And of course, we were bottom barrel team, so we had the easy schedule. Well, we had the bottom schedule. But we also had the schedule of a lot of other teams because we played the same schedule as a lot of other teams because we had the same schedule as the Rams. We went 6-0 against the same teams the Rams went against. They went 4-2. We went 6-0. They were 4-2. We were 6-0. I didn't worry about MVP awards. I wanted a Super Bowl trophy. I know you're going to say you're delusional. You're tripping. Jay, you're going too far. Clutch, you're doing too much. Guys, I'm a Patriot fan. I'm a diehard. I'm a ride or die with the squad. I'm not going to not want my team to succeed. However, I wasn't worried about winning these little awards when you got the granddaddy of them all right there. You got the big dog right there. You want number 7. Well, when I went to do my show for the night and I went to dig into, shout out to the Seahawks because, guys, this season, as I started the journey in training camp, let me tell you, Seattle was picked from the start of the season to be the team to win the Super Bowl. I didn't buy into it because they're way across the country. They're way up north, northeast, northwest. I'm saying northeast, northwest. Now, they have a good defense. They had Sam Darnold. I was like, well, damn, that's going to be interesting because, we don't get to see many Seahawks game. It wasn't until, oh my God, what week did they play the Saints? Do I have one of my Seahawks people in here? What week did y'all play the Saints? Because that week was the game I seen y'all in with my own 2 eyes. Because I got 2 TVs in here. Okay, I got one here where I'll be having the Patriots on. Well, actually, I got 3. I got one there and one there, right? But I got the Saints on here, and I'll be having it because I'm in New Orleans. So I'm watching the Saints game, and bruh, I said, it is true. They are what they said they are. Seattle went in. Then I called them again. I was like, damn, they doing their thing. Like, all right. So when I went to do the research for the matchup with the Patriots, I'm like, oh boy, that defense is off the chain. Guys, listen. All right, hold on. Listen, guys. Tell you, look, I did my research on the Seattle's defense. I was like, them boys is, woo. If I'm down here and I'm doing the research on them, I'm like, them boys is going to be off the chain. I'm knowing McDaniel and Vrabel had to scout them. And it seems like they forgot something. It's like they forgot. So guess what? The Pats have identity now. And it is not completely finished yet. It just got exposed for them to see. Put it like that. It got exposed for us to see, for us to work on what 29-13. 15 points, whatever you want to call it. It could have been a better game. It should have been. It should have been. But when you look at what Seattle did, and when I listen, that's why we do the late night, because all day, guys, all day, the wall of information that you get, you're talking from get up in the morning, McAfee, GPS with Grassi and Perna, to Roundtable Sports, AFC East, all those guys, to your smallest content creators, to everybody. It's been the Pats fail, the Pats blew, the Pats this, the Pats this, the Pats this. I'm like, wait, can you give? I mean, come on, like, dude, come on, bro. Give them people their credit, because Seattle's defense, from what I researched, them buzz from start to finish, they wreck shop. Our offensive line was not going to be able to deal with that. Drake May came into the game with 15 sacks in the postseason. They gave him 6 more. He finished with 21 sacks just in the postseason. What must happen this offseason? O-line upgrades. Our priority, number one. Nothing else. I don't want to talk about a wide receiver one. I would love to have Max Crosby. But O-line, priority number one. Your quarterback got obliterated on a big stage. And then after we upgrade the O-line, didn't give me a true wide receiver one, a chain mover, somebody to go with Stephon Diggs, because Stephon Diggs under 3 years. We got him for, well, after this year we got him two more. I'm just saying. Then a complementary pass rush help. Offense helps defense by staying on the field. Look at what Seattle did. Look at Seattle's team. Sam Darnold didn't have to do what Sam Darnold did against the Rams. Sam Darnold did enough, and the defense did the most. The defense with a pick six, fumble recovery, interception, and they capitalized off of all 3 of the turnovers. If you can capitalize off of all 3 turnovers, and the Patriots did not even score, listen, when we looked at that game, it was 3-0 first quarter. 3-0. 3-0. Then it was 6-0. Then it was 9-0. You mean to tell me New England, in between the 9-0, there was nowhere in there that Josh McDaniels, Mike Vrabel, went to each other and said, what do you have? You have something? We had to wait till the fourth quarter for him to dial up that. run down the field for the touchdown? No. Will Campbell on a couple of them plays was beat. Drake Maye was running and looking over his left shoulder. It's literally in the game, looking over his left shoulder because he knew. Devin Witherspoon was in the backfield like he lived back there. I love what my dude Brandon had in the chat tonight. He said, Devin Witherspoon. Boy, you stupid. God. I'm saying, we honestly, we got to own this one. We got to eat it. That's why I'm here tonight. That's why we're scheduled program, because guess what? We are ahead of the curve. We honestly think about it. We're ahead of the curve. We're ahead of the curve. I'm proud of my team because we're here. We made it here. We made it here. Point blank, we made it here, bro. We made it to where we weren't supposed to be. Now, look, hot takes were flowing because the fan uproar was just. There was a bunch of people that were just taking this to the extremes today. Patriots are fraud, made show, the fire, the whole thing was. And it's just, hold up, because you people were tripping. I heard the garbage time. Oh, they did this in garbage time. Blah blah blah. Bro. Last time I checked, it doesn't matter. The Bears play football all the way up until the last 2 minutes. They won 7 games up until the last 2 minutes of fucking games this season. The Bears, yes, the cardiac midway kids. They won games the last 2 minutes. So there's no such thing as garbage time anymore in the NFL, because now you can win a game the last 2 minutes. And especially if you think you've won the game and you allow a team, if you get too comfortable and you on there dapping each other up, boom, 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 and you look up, wait a minute, hold on, because that's what I was looking at. Like, wait, if we can score. But then once it got out of hand, guys, I'm just like, oh, turnovers are not going to help. And that's how it is. Because once you have those turnovers, guys, that kills any drive. That takes all. That's like flatlining. That flatlines the whole room.